This video is going to cover the very basics of Excel formulas and how Excel is laid out. If you have some experience working with Excel, you may choose to just browse through, breeze through, or even skip this video. If you're just starting out, these are some basics, and it will help you get started out on the right foot. So I hope this helps folks who are just starting out in Excel. And so what I want to do is just show you a few examples of how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide in Excel. And you'll see that I'm including in no extra cost some troubleshooting basics. So once I go through and show you a few examples, I'm going to make some blunders right in front of you and just give you some ideas on, well, how would we do some troubleshooting when you make some blunders, because they are bound to happen. Boy, I've sure made my share of blunders in Excel. So the idea is to help you get started in your own troubleshooting experience. So this is going to be the very basic, the formulas. This is going to be one of the first step-by-step videos, and it's my hope that I can create some others as we go along. And so I have one Excel file that has lots and lots of tabs or sheets in it out on my J's Toolbox website. And so this is a screenshot of the very front, what I call tab or worksheet in that file. And it's example 0, add, subtract, multiply, and divide. And so let's see what's next. I see there's my prompt to show you how you can download this Excel file. So not the PowerPoint that you're looking at here, but you can download the Excel file and you can possess it and kind of goof around with it on your own. So I am going to go live. Let's see. So I'm going to stop sharing. Okay. I think I'm going to share my screen. You'll have to excuse me for my own blunder here. I've got to escape out of PowerPoint, minimize PowerPoint, and now here is my browser, and I've located us at my website. Here's my website, jstoolbox.vt.domains. So if you get to my website, I'm going to show you how to download the Excel file. So I'm going to scroll down to my menu bar, and here's Toolbox. And there's a number of topics I have. And of course, we're interested in Excel. So I'm going to go down to Excel. I'm going to go down to Excel. Okay. And now I've got various topics under Excel. So all of these are going to be Excel files that I have to offer you. But this particular one is going to be under the topic Excel Math and Graphics. So I'm going to click that. It takes you to another menu page, and this is where you can download basic Excel functions and examples. You just click download, and you can possess this 16 plus worksheet or tab Excel file, and you can do these little examples on your own if you wish. Okay, so that's how you can download it now. So let's see. We're still sharing screen. I just brought up Excel, and I just brought up a little demo version of my tab called Example 0. So let's go through and see what we've got. Oh, layout of Excel first. So notice here, each time I'm clicking here, I'm clicking in a cell, and a cell can be a number, kind of like cell B7 is the number 14, or cell C7 is text, and the text is value of cell B7. All right. Now you say, well, how many rows and columns can I get in Excel? I've heard that Excel is very limited. I got to tell you, in the newer versions of Excel, and that's what you will have available to you, the number of columns is in the thousands. So you see, the columns are labeled A through at least Z. So I'm going to scroll off to the right. I'm scrolling to the right, and look at this. When you get to the 26th column, it doesn't run out. It just starts sort of, you've got AA, AB, AC. So you got another block of 26 columns, and it goes on and on and on. And I just checked, and it goes all the way out to column X, F, D, which means that you've got the potential of many thousands of columns in Excel. Okay, how about rows? Where do we run out of rows? So you can see clearly on the screen, you've got row 33, and I'm just scrolling down and down and down. Let me go back up to the top. And I did just check, and there are the potential of 1.04 million rows are available in each sheet of Excel. And so notice how on my little demo file, on this one, I've got 1, 2, 3 tabs, but there's also many tabs. I believe you can have up to, I've had files where I've had to create lots of personal tabs for specific people. And I believe the limit on the number of tabs is 256. I think you can have 256 tabs or sheets. So imagine the data storage availability in Excel. So it's huge. Now you can run up huge file sizes in Excel, but don't think that cell limitations will limit you in Excel. Okay, I got off track a little bit, but here's what's our job here? Demo, how do you add, subtract, multiply, and divide in Excel? That's the most basic. So here's 3 cells that I have entered numbers in. A5, I put in the number 22. B7, I put in the number 14. And D9, I put in the value 2.8. So let's do it. And so I've made a little homework assignment. So for this cell, B14, let's create a formula that adds A5, B7, and D9 together. All right, so here's what I do. I'm going to click in this, and I'm going to start entering a formula by entering the equals button. So I'm going to strike enter, equals. Oh, notice up here, okay, look at this. The equal showed up in the formula bar, okay. Now, I could type in A5, but easier is to click on cell A5. Let's just click on cell A5, click, and it puts in A5 for you. Well, what do you want to do? I want to add that to B7, so I'm just going to click, hit plus, and I need to add that to B7. So instead of typing in B7, you could, but I'm just going to click on B7. Automatically puts it in for you. I want to add that to D9, so I'm going to hit plus again and click on D9. I am finished with my formula, and I'm going to click enter. And there we go. So the sum of those 3 numbers is 38.8. Okay. And so notice here. So now I'm going to go back and click on cell B14. So let's look up here. Let's look up here higher on the screen. It's telling you where you have, what cell you've selected, B14, and it's telling you what the formula is, A5 plus B7 plus D9. Simple as that. All right. So next, subtract D9 from B7. D9 from B7. Okay. Okay. So I want to, so I guess it's going to be B7 minus D9. All right. Equals. So I've clicked on cell B16. Equals. Okay. B7. I'll just click on B7 minus. I hit my minus key, and then D9. 11.2. Okay, I think you're getting the idea. Let's multiply A5, B7, and D9 together. All right. Again, I think you're already getting the drill here. To create my formula, I click on the cell I'm interested in creating the formula in. Okay, I've clicked on B18. Equals. I'm just going to click the first cell, times, star. Next cell, click on it, star, times. And then the last cell, and there's my formula. Oh, you can see, you can check your work up here. Got it? 862.4. Okay. Divide cell A5 by D9. So it's going to be A5 over D9. All right. So, well, pretty easy, but I think you're getting it. Click on the cell, equal sign, A5. I'm just going to click on A5 slash divide by D9. Okay, and look at that. Great. Now, one thing that I pointed out in a previous sort of start to finish video where I just blazed through everything, here's a good example. This just hit me. Notice here we've got A5 divided by D9, 22 divided by 2.8. And let's look at significant figures. So it's going to be some strange real number, isn't it? Well, and look at the number of significant figures that Excel gives you. Lots and lots of significant figures, because the result, numerical result, is lots and lots. It's a real number, okay? Some strange real number. In engineering, that's way, way too many significant figures, because those figures are not significant. So you might consider, look, I think 22 divided by 2.8, what I really need to express is about maybe 2 or 3 figures to the right of the decimal. And so what you'll do to clean that up is click on the cell, go in your Home tab up here, click on Number Formatting. Number Formatting. I'm going to have to move this. I'm going to click on the number, and you can control how many digits to the right. And I'm going to click 3 to clean up this cell. 7.857. Do you see how in engineering, or just about any other science, that's a little cleaner expression of the result of those two? Now, a great question that has come up is, does that mean that the number that's represented in cell B20, is it 7.8570000? No, it is not. So Excel is so smart that it enables you to give the visual representation of the number 7.857, but it gives you about, I'm thinking 13 or 14 digits. It remembers all of those digits, okay, in its memory. And so that's another little sidelight of numerical formatting I thought I'd throw in. Again, off track a little bit, but I thought that was important enough to point out. Numerical formatting can be your friend, okay? Now I'm going to go to order of mathematical operations, okay? So we just did these. We just did this. And so let's see. Do you see that this tab, this order of ops tab, is basically a screenshot of the previous tab? Well, I'm going to be able to copy and paste formulas. You see how if these cell locations exactly match, I can light up this range. I can click copy. Now, it copies the formulas into memory. I'm going to go to the next tab, and if I click the right destination and they exactly match, then I'm going to hit paste, and the formulas are automatically pasted here. Okay, so let's click on this cell. Look at that. It didn't copy and paste 38.8. It copied and pasted the formula A5 plus B7 plus D9 to the cell, et cetera, et cetera. Uh-oh, what's this all about? Well, I had left lots and lots of digits to the right of the decimal. And you say, well, what's pound, 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 pound? Another little trick or thing to observe is I can control the column width in Excel of any column. If I come up here and then I move, I can control the width of my column B. And if I stretch column B out, ooh, all of a sudden now, look at that. Now I've got all these digits visible and available. So it's a little extra throw in here. If I decrease the, look at that, if I decrease the width, I get pound, 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 pound. In Excel, there's still something there. There's a number there, but just don't get nervous. Just say, I'd better go out and let me increase the column width to see what's there. All right. Got off a little track. Sorry about that. Now, the demonstration of which goes first, multiply, divide, exponentiation, things like that. So next, value of A5 plus B7 times D9. So here's what, so let's just type our formula the way I've written out in a little text box. Let's say equals, and I'm going to click A5 plus B7 times D9. Here's the way this works is, so multiplication goes before addition. So here's my formula. So what's going to happen here is D9 and B7 are going to be multiplied together. And that looks like that's going to be about, wow, more than 28. And I can't do the math in my head, but it's, let's say 30 or so, okay? Then we add B7 times D9 to A5, and we get 61.2. So be very aware that if all you do is type out a cell plus another cell times another cell, you study your formula that you've created and see multiplication goes first and then addition goes next. All right, so now let's do this. I got to tell you this, we're going to provide a little clarity because that can be tricky and can be tricky for others who are looking at your work and trying to decipher your work. How about if we create the same result, but we add some parentheses. So we're going to say equals A5 plus. Now what we want to do is multiply B7 and D9 together first. So I'm going to put parentheses, B7 times D9 and close my parentheses and hit enter. I'm done with my formula and I get exactly the same result. So do you see that? We've got 61.2 for both of those. So these two formulas are identical. They're the same, right? So now let's, next thing, A5 plus B7, that quantity times D9. So do you see that we got the same cells sort of stacked up, but we're doing a different mathematical operation. We want to add A5 and B7 together first and multiply both of those by D9. So, okay, I'm going to click on the cell that I need to create the formula in, equals parentheses. I want to add the first two together first. That A5 plus, click on B7, close parentheses, okay, and then I want to multiply both of those by D9, and I do get a numerically different number. So let parentheses be your friend, and also it helps you stay straight when you're doing, let's say you're creating something in January and you put it away for months and months and months, and July, August comes around and you revisit it, these parentheses can really be your friend. And so I have made a little note over here, order of operation rules. Now we haven't covered exponentiation, but that would be like squared and cubed, x squared, or A5 squared, or B7 cubed. That's the little caret sign. That's what goes for, in terms of a string of mathematical operations in Excel. Similar to most programming languages, exponentiation goes first, multiply or divide goes second, and addition or subtraction goes third. Okay. And then remember, look, let parentheses be your friend, and take advantage of using those parentheses in your mathematical expressions throughout your work, whether it's pencil and paper, whether it's coding in any programming language, or in Excel, or any other problem-solving platform, even like MATLAB or LabVIEW. Okay, so that is that. Oh, okay, so that is, so we've had a little bit of order of operation, be aware of that. And then I've created another little sort of go live tab, okay? And I've made this little screenshot to remind myself what I want to demonstrate. So let's say I have a need over here in this cell of, I need to do A5 over B7. So here's A5, here's B7. Watch me as I work. Okay, equals A5 divided by B7. So I'm going to click over here, okay, and hit enter. Uh-oh. Now, so Excel has told me you've made a mistake, okay? It says dollar value, exclamation point. Okay, yikes. What do I do? What did I do wrong? I'll bet you saw what I did wrong. I'll bet if you were watching the screen, you saw what I did wrong, but let's troubleshoot. Let's click on the cell. Let's click on the cell and look at the code that I created. Equals, okay. A5, yeah, got it. C7, uh-oh. C7 is not B7. And C7 is text. It's words. You can't take a number divided by words and get a numerical result, can you? That's why we've got value. All right, so if I come in here, so I'm going to have to edit my formula. How would I edit my formula? I found my blunder. I'm going to back up and I'm going to wipe out C7. Oh, I see what I do. It's B7. Yay. Okay, got it. All right. Let's do the exact same thing. Let me make another. I know what I want to do. Make another blunder. We're looking for A5 over B7 equals A5 over B7. Okay, so I'm going to click that. Uh-oh. I've made another blunder. This time I don't get the value error. I get divide by 0. What's different? Well, let's troubleshoot my formula. Okay, equals, got it. A5, that's okay. Divided by B8. I've got to look at, I clicked on the wrong cell. B8 is, there's nothing there, but Excel recognizes a blank cell as the number 0. So Excel is trying to take 22 divided by 0. We can't do that, right? And it's undefined, okay? It's not just a huge number. It's basically undefined. It's the null set, okay? So the error message I'm getting from Excel is divide by 0. And so that one, again, so let's see. I've got to troubleshoot. A5, yeah, equals A5. Got it. Slash B8. Oh, I see. I clicked the wrong cell. So I'm going to back up here. I'm going to wipe out B8, click on B7, and hit enter. Okay. Let me show you how to do this again. Let me make the same blunder. I'm gonna repeat my blunder. Equals A5 over oops, okay, it's gonna be a 0, divide by 0. There's plenty of ways to fix this. I'm gonna troubleshoot, and instead of wiping it out, I could just say, oh, I see, I need to change 8 to a 7, so I'm gonna edit my formula, hit my backspace key, just type in the number 7, enter, and I've got the same result. So there are plenty of ways to fix your own blunders in Excel. Okay, and so that's my demo. So what went wrong here? The first thing I did was I tried to do number divided by text. Okay, that gave us value error. The next little demo was number divided by 0, number divided by blank cell. And in Excel, a blank cell is recognized as the numerical value 0. So I got to divide by 0 error. Now, don't get mad at yourself if you make these errors. I've made these errors thousands and thousands of times. And as I'm checking my work, I quickly discover my error and resolve them. So anyway, that's just some very quick troubleshooting tips for the very basics of add, subtract, multiply, divide. And I quit sharing. I still need to go back and share again, because what I'm trying to do is get back to PowerPoint. Gosh, darn it. Okay, so we're kind of recapping. Columns, the letters. Once you get through Z, it just starts back at AA and continues to letter the columns. Rows, up to 1.04 million rows available. Okay. We went through and talked about the basic operations. I did a little addition on how to adjust the visual numerical format of numbers, and also recognize when you get pound, 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 widen out the column to see what your number is. That's very common that I need to do that in my own work. We did a little bit of basics of troubleshooting, so recognize you do your own troubleshooting by studying the formulas that you may have made a blunder on. And so here's the takeaways. Begin a formula with the equals key. Okay. When you're done entering your formula, clicking on cells, typing in your mathematical operations, hit the enter key. Understand the order of operation. It is exponentiation first, multiply, divide next, and then add, subtract next, all from left to right. And so use the parentheses to be sure you're doing what you think you're doing. And that's just like you do in pencil and paper. So there's a lot of things that you've done in pencil and paper that you can translate into Excel. And we talked a little bit about basic troubleshooting as well. Okay, I hope that helps. I hope that helps you get started with your basic mathematical operations in Excel. Yeah, you're going to find that you get better and better at this very quickly. The trick is you've got to use Excel over and over again for an awful lot of your daily problem-solving needs. So hope that helps, and hope to see you again in another video.